क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो हमारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, who asked you, live at zero complaint level, मौज में रहो, be happy.
Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. वो पुस्तक देना, मैं पुस्तक भूल गया आज. Before we conclude today, let us have an overall view what exactly is being said in this Upanishad. Names and forms go together. If there is only form without any name, it cannot be indicated. And if there is only name and no form, then it is only a noise. So name and form together constitute the world. Asti bhati priya nama rupa iti pancha amshakam adyatrayam brahma rupam jagad rupam tato dvayam. So this nama rupa is the world. The rupa, the form, is other than us, the knower. And the name is with the knower. So I am the knower and I give the name to this object as book. The book doesn't know that it is called as book. It is inert. So when we say the world is name and form, it includes both the form as well as the name. First principle. Now the second principle. We have studied here the Om. Om we have studied so far with reference to the abhidheya or the forms or objects indicated by the word Om. So here also there are two things. Om is the sound, is a word, is a name. And what is the meaning of this word Om? Is this world. See. So what is this world and an Om together? So we were told there are three steps. Pada is a step. First is the gross body, and for the individual gross body it is called Sthula Sharira, and the total gross body is called as Virat Purusha. Then the individual body is called as the Vishwa, and the totality is called as Vaishwanara. Then the second one, the subtle body. The individual subtle body is called a subtle body, and the total subtle body is called as Hiranyagarbha or Sutratma. Make it very clear. And then the experiencer of the individual world through the subtle body is called a Tejas, and the totality is called as Hiranyagarbha. Then we come to the third. The Pradnya, the deep sleeper, and deep sleep or Anandamaya Kosha is with reference to individuality. With reference to totality, what is called as the Anandamaya Kosha for the individual is called as the Ishvara for the totality. They are not two. See, like the Vishwa and Vaishvanara, they are one and the same. Only reference is individuality, totality. Like the citizen and the prime minister, one and the same. They are not two. See, unless you are a citizen, you cannot be a prime minister. And if you are a prime minister, you have to be a citizen. In the same manner, individuality has no existence without totality. And totality is not influenced by the individuality. So these are the three things. Vishwa, Vaishvanara, then Tejas, Hiranyagarbha, and Anandamaya Kosha or the Pragya and Ishvara. These are the three experiencers, sentient beings. And these three have three conditionings. The individual Vishwa has the conditioning, the individual gross body, and the Vaishvanara has the conditioning, the Virata Purusha, the total gross body, Pancha Mahabhuti. The individual subtle body owner is the Tejasa, and the total is the Hiranyagarbha. And the third one is the Prajna, and the total is the Ishvara. So this thing should be very clear. So we were told so far that we have to go step by step. So first is the Prasamapada. The first step was the gross body, the gross world, the world of the Vishwa or the Vaishvanara. Then when you have to go, you can't bypass any steps. You have to go step by step. See, you must have seen sometime the youngsters when they are climbing the steps, they keep running and bypass three steps and reach. It happened once in Bits Pilani. I was teaching there, and I was going to the first floor. Very nice, beautiful buildings. So, and very old buildings. So I was going step by step because I had no hurry. But some student who wanted to go before me to attend the class, he came running and jumping three steps, and one step he missed and he fell down. See? In the same manner, if we want to bypass any step, we will do damage to ourselves. Therefore, first step is lead your gross worldly life as somebody with responsibility and without allowing yourself to be dragged into it. Go step by step. So, kurvanne veha karmani jiji visheshatagam sama. Lead your life 100%, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be happy. This is the spiritual practice for the Vishwa. Now, such a person is merging with Vaishvanara. Sarvani bhutani enam samvanchanti. Everybody likes him. See, what is the life of a person who is rejected by everybody? See, and why people reject us? They are all people are not bad. You may have disagreement with somebody, but not with everybody. But if everybody is rejecting us, then something wrong with us. Therefore, first step, conquer. Then we come to the second step. The second step is after we have lived through this waking world, the second life is not only this much, but life is hereafter also. Then who lives the hereafter life? The body doesn't live the hereafter life. So there is someone who lived before this body was born, who is expressing through this body, and who continues to live after the body dead. So the second is the Tejasa. So when we are leading the life of Tejasa, we have to follow the principle of Dharma in such a manner that our mind is no more carrying the burden of impressions of our interactions. Second step. Don't create friends and enemies in this world. Shatru mitre putre bandhu ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandhu. Don't do that. Then we come to the third, the prajna. Prajna is recognition that without body identification and without identification with the mind, we still continue to exist. So we are not because of the body is because of us. We are not because of the subtle body, but subtle body is because of us. Mai eva sakalam jatam, mai sarvam pratishthitam, mai sarvam layam yati, tad brahmadvayamasmyaham. So the prajna at the individual level and the Ishvara at the total, they are one and the same. Thus we go back to the Ishvara, ahar ahar brahma gamayati. In Prashnopanishad, it is mentioned. Every day we go back to the Brahman. Ahar every day, Brahma gamayati. We go back to. That is why when we wake up after a good sleep, we are fresh. Why? The battery is fully charged. And when we are waking and dream, we are carrying the struggle and the burden and the efforts of knower known, duality. In deep sleep, this burden and efforts of living in the relative world is zeroed. We merge in the absolute. Alas, we do not know that. Although we may not know, but the effect is there. See? Yashoda, move from the chair, left or right. I want to see you also. Now you can't sleep. You are hiding behind her and sleeping. Then go the other seat. So these are the three with reference to the Adi, what you call as Abhidheya, object indicated by the name. Up to here we have seen. So this point should be very clear. Then the fourth stage is the Turiya. In the how this Turiya is different from the three, the waker, dreamer, and deep sleeper, or the Vishwa, Tejas, and Prajna. This was also indicated in the Karikas of Gaudapadacharya. And ultimately, in the 16th Karika, it is said, Anadi Mayaya Supto Yada Jiva Prabudhyate Ajam Anidram Aswapnam Advaitam Buddhyate Tada. So when this Jiva, now be attentive. What is Jiva? This is most important thing to know. See, to make it easy, this my example will make it very easy. I am man, I became a son, the son is a Jiva. I am the same man, I become the husband, husband is the Jiva. I am the same man, I become father with reference to my son. Thus, the father is Jiva. Now, the Jiva, is it the individuality? It is not. Anybody with reference to father is called as son. Anybody with reference to wife is called as husband. But instead of accepting this jiva as a principle, as a manifestation, as abhivyakti, we mistake it as the vyakti individuality. And the samsara begins. See, therefore, when it is said, anadi mayaya supto jada jiva prabudhyate. When this wrong notion is corrected, then what will happen? Then ajam anidram aswapnam advaitam buddhati tada. Then he is able to recognize that this reality which is beyond the Vishwa, Tejas and Prajna is recognized. When I am no more carrying the worries and burden of my father, of my wife, and of my son, although doing the job as required cheerfully, happily, I am realized that I am man first, and then I am the son, the husband, and the father. Now tell me, what sadhana will you do? Nothing to be done. Only correct understanding is required, that's all. Initially, when something good or bad happens in our life, yes, we do get influence. But that influence should not be continued, carried lifelong. So this is what happens. We carry the influence lifelong. And therefore, old people all the time talking only about the past. Because the impressions are so deep in their system. To get rid of this simple technique which we told you, don't talk about your past to anybody. Nobody is interested in our past. Everybody is concerned about their own future. Now, what do we have? We have only past. See? Therefore, anadi mayaya supto yada jiva prabuddhate ajam anidram aswapnam advaitam buddhate tada. Then the question comes about the world. Prapancho yadi vidyeta nivarteta na samshayaha maya matramidam dvaitam advaitam paramarthata. This world, this prapancha, this world of relative existence or the samsara, it can be removed if it exists. See? Can you remove the reflection from the mirror? You cannot. Wherever we are going, our shadow will follow. So, if a truck goes over the shadow, we don't have to do anything. See? Exactly the same way. Prapancho yadi vidyeta nivarteta na samshayaha. Where is this world? When we are in dream or deep sleep, where is this world? Where are we? When are we? What are we? Upanishad very clearly tells, in deep sleep, we are no mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife. We are nobody. But we are still there. When we are able to be like in deep sleep, but during the waking state, या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्याम जागृति संयमी यस्याम जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः. See? We have to recognize this. Nobody can do it for us. So, Maya matramidam dvaitam advaitam paramarthata. Therefore, I have become so many. The son, the husband, the father. Maya matramidam sarvam. Advaitam, I am one. Even in the absence of my father, the son may not be there, but I am still there. In the absence of my wife, the husband may not be there, but I am still there. In the absence of my son, the father may not be there, but I am still there. I don't go anywhere. But if I am not there, these three guys have no existence. So what is the reality? See, friends, विकल्पो विनिवर्तेत कल्पितो यदि केनचित् उपदेशादयं वादः ज्ञाते तत्त्वं द्वैतं न विद्यते. If this is so, a question is raised, ननु शास्ता शास्त्रं शिष्य इति विकल्पः कथं निवर्तते इति उच्यते. If you are talking about this, then what about these various kinds of guru, shishya, going to the ashram, studying the Upanishad, and what is that? The teacher says, vikalpo vinivarteta kalpito yadi kenachit. See, we are unnecessarily imagining so many things. Therefore, upadeshadayam vadaha. We go to the teacher, Maharaj, I am very miserable. Then what the Maharaj will tell? Should he make us more miserable or help us to come out of the miseries? Then he will start talking to us. Who are you? Please tell me about yourself. Oh, I am Mr. Gupta ji. No, I am not asking your name. Who are you? I am a businessman. I am not asking your profession. Who are you? I am a Gujarati. I am not asking your language orientation. See? Slowly, slowly, Upadeshadayam Vadaha, all the conditioned expressions are negated one by one, one by one. And then you come to the point that I am that which cannot be spoken of. Yato vacho nivartanti aprapya manasasa. And when a student comes to discover this, then Guru and the Shishya, both of them disappear. See? In the writings of a great saint, Samartha Ramdas Swami, this point comes. After having crossed the river Bhava Nadi, after having crossed the river of Samsara, I was so happy. So I just turned back to look at the river and thank my Guru. Alas, I found there was neither the river nor the Guru. Alone I was. Upadeshadayam vadaha. And see, a Guru will never call a Shishya as a Shishya. For him, everything is Paramatma. It is the Shishya who starts suspecting Guru in the Mahatmas. But the teachers, they know that the one who is talking to me is none other than Brahman, the reality. Vivekananda once asked Ramakrishna Paramahansa that, you are sending messages for me to call. Are you getting attached to me or what? He said, look here, you are accepting me out of suspicion and doubt. But I know who you are. This is the basic difference. Therefore, Upadeshadayam Vadaha. So, Jnate Dvaitam na vidyate. If you don't ask questions, you are one. Therefore, I don't entertain question answers. There's no need. The simple thumb rule, that about which we have no question is the truth. And about what we don't have question? About our own being. No question. More than that, there is nothing to know. Nothing worthy of knowing. After having said this, now we enter the Upanishad again. Soyamatma adhyakshara onkara adhimatra matra pada matrascha pada akara ukara makara iti. So we have seen earlier these onka om with reference to the four padas, the Vishwa, Tejasa, then Prajna and the Turiya. 4 steps we have seen. This with reference to the gross experiences. Now all these things are indicated by the same Om. And they are corresponding to the different padas and matras. Therefore, Soyam Atma Adhyaksharaha. So the Atma, the self which was indicated, is Adhyaksharaha with reference to the various words. Which were the words? The Vishwa, Tejasa, Pragya and Turiya. Adhyaksharaha. Now, so Omkara Adhimatram, that he himself is the Adhimatram, what is indicated by the matras. Which are the matra of the Om? Akara, Ukara, Makara, Uma. So 3. Vishwa, Tejas, Prajna. Akara, Ukara, Makara. After every Om is chanted, there is silence. So it is Amatra. So, Om, Om. So 4 stages. Akar, Ukar, Makar, silence. So these 3 matras of the Onkar word, we can say, it is 4th, it is called, are indicating the 3 stages of experiences of the gross world, subtle world, and causal world, and absence is the Turiya Tattva. So this is how Uma. Now see how it includes everything. Vishwa, Tejas, Prajna includes total experiences. There is nothing left out. But what we do, we write autobiography only of the waker, Vishwa. What about the dreamer and the deep sleeper? That we don't talk about. because our understanding is incomplete. See? Now here, these three, Vishwa, Tejas, Prajna is complete life. Nothing more than that. In the same manner, the complete language is included in Om. Akara is the Kantya. To chant Akara, you don't require any efforts. You simply throw the air through the sound box. It becomes a, apple, without efforts. Then this undergoes modification. That modified is the all the 52 letters of Sanskrit language. For chanting U, you require efforts and modification of the organ of speech. And it concludes. Beyond that, there is nothing. Is the makara. That is called as the labial consonant. So, pa, pa, ba, bha, ma. So we started from the throat and modified the oo, and concluded Try to say ma without touching the lips. You cannot. So the complete language is included in this Om. And the complete life is included in the Vishwa, Tejas and the Prajna. See, Maharaj, how simple, beautiful it is. So, now these three things are indicated. Jagrata sthano vaishwanaraha akaraha prasama matra aptehe adimatvad apnoti havai sarvan kaman adishcha bhavati ya evam veda. Now what is this? Jagrati sthanaha vaishwanaraha akaraha. During the waking experiences, when we are identified with the body, we are called as the Vishwa or the Vaishwanaraha. This is Akara. See, Aksharanam Akarosmi, Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita. The complete language is the modification of the Akara. Kara is indicated to make it pronounced properly. Therefore, Akara, Ukara, Makara. It is not Makkara. So, Dagarita Sthanaha, Vaishwanaraha, Akaraha. Then Prasama Matra. This is the first matra of the Om. Why it is called as first matra? See, प्रथमा मात्रा केन सामान्येन इत्याह आप्तेः आप्ति व्याप्ति कारेण सर्वा वाग व्याप्ता अकारो वै सर्वा वाग, because alone is permeating the complete language, and therefore is the first letter and waking experience of the Vishwa or the Vaishwanara is the first experience, and therefore it is common. Therefore, is called as the Vishwa or the Vaishwanara. Then, Abhidhana, Abhidheyayoho ekatvacha avochama. We have already told, right, today also, that the name and the form, they are one. They are not two. They cannot stay separate. If there is a sound or a name, the meaning of which we do not know, it becomes only a noise. Like, Chinese people, when they talk, they know the meaning of their words, but we don't know. So it is for us only a noise. Therefore, the name and the form must go together, and this is how Akara is the Vishwa or the Vaishwanara. Adi asya vidyate ityadi athava adimad akaramakyanam aksharam tathaiva Vaishwanaraha tasmadva samanyat akaratvam Vaishwanarasya. So, is the first letter that we start with A, B, C, D, and therefore this Akara is the first matra, the waker or the Vaishwanaraha. Then Palamaha apnoti havai sarvan kamanadi. Very good, important it is. Those who are living as Vishwa or Vaishwanara or the waker, sincerely, with all hard efforts, with all abilities, bhavati mahatam yaya veda yatoktam eka ityarthe, he becomes great. Meaning, we live as the waker in this world, work hard, dynamically, achieve success. We are not born to live. We are born to succeed in life. Upanishad is not telling, take to sannyas everybody. No. Wherever you are, whatever you are, bring out the best in you. That is the meaning of akara prathama matra. See, Maharaj. But we want, I should not do anything. And is there any way? See, there was one man, he went to a Mahatma and told the Mahatma, Mahatma ji, please tell me something. I don't want to do anything, but I should get money. Is there any way? Mahatma ji said, yes, there is a way. What is the way? Open a Sulabha Sauchalay. People will do. You will get money. You don't have to do anything. See, friends, don't get carried away by these funny things in life. Work hard. Upanishad or knowledge, etc., doesn't make us that, we are good for nothing. Never retire in life. Produce wealth. See, then life is lived. I remember one old lady, she had a bad event in her life when she was very young, maybe about 45 or so. Her husband died because of cancer or something. And he took care of all his brothers and sisters. But when he was in the hospital, the brothers came, took signature, everything they took away. And they have no money even to pay the bill of the hospital. But that lady didn't give up. She did not speak one bad word about anybody. She started working. See? And out of nothing, she brought out a big empire. That is life. Spirituality is not all the time crying, oh Bhagwan, ye de do. Don't be a beggar. See? Then the second stage. स्वप्न स्थान तेजसः उकारो द्वितीया मात्रोत्कर्षात् उभयत्वात् उत्कर्षति हवै ज्ञान संतति समानश्च भवति न अस्य अब्रह्मवित् कुले भवति य एवं वेद. Now the swapna sthana tejasaha, the swapna sthan, the tejas is ukara. Why this ukara? Because it is utkarsha. Utkarsha means center. It is tejas is in between the Vishwa and the Pradnya. So the waker, dreamer, deep sleeper. Therefore, ukara is also uma is in between the two, utkarsha, and therefore this is the second matra of the onkara, which is equal to the tejasa. And therefore, be attentive. A seeker, he who comes to know this, then he is slowly growing deeper in his knowledge. Be attentive. When you are working in this external world, you have to be passionate to earn money. You should not have contentment. No. Work with passion. Then you can earn money. Work hard. Then the second, if we graduate from this, then we come to the higher level. Then we want to know, is there something more than this? Yes, I have got everything. I have got huge mansions in every continent. I have got planes. I have got everything. Is this all? Have I discovered fulfillment? See, when this thought erupts in our mind, we are graduating from akara to ukara. Otherwise, these worldly things, I don't know your experience, but my experience I can tell you. Worldly things, achievements can never attract you for long. See, for the first time, maybe about 30, 40 years before, somebody came and Swamiji, please give us some article for our souvenir. I said, come on, have you written anything? No, 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 you don't want to write. I said, okay, you take dictation. I can't write. I can dictate. And I wrote whatever I dictated. And then after it was published, he came and Swamiji, that souvenir we have published. So what I have seen myself. First thing I wanted to see my name, my article. That day I came to know where I am getting lost. See? Another things how I learn is this way. Somebody's marriage I did not go. Whatever reason. So when I went to their marriage afterwards, so they brought out the Mahabharat size, the marriage album. See? Huge one. And then I said, okay, you leave it, I'll see. You prepare what you prepare. No, no, Swamiji, I'll explain you. I said, is it Bhagavad Gita or I explain you? What is there to explain in a marriage album? No, I'll tell you. I said, okay. Then I had to. And I saw her very clearly. Then I said, who is this dumb lady looking like a kabutar? Swamiji, that is me. Acha, acha, very beautiful. So in that album, they wanted to show themselves. Don't we do that? But after some time, it becomes null and void. In the external world, you can never remain enchanted and attracted for long if you are little intelligent in life. This is the second umatra. So, then Jnana Santana, then he is interested in studies, scriptures, knowledge, science, achievement. See? Therefore, when we want to praise a dumb person, how do you say, oh, you are so beautiful, you look so divine, you are so sweet, and the useless man, yes, no, 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 no. But the real praise is, you are so intelligent, you can really see beyond the words. See? So the second is umatra, wherein we are interested in life beyond the waking world. Then we start working on ourselves. Earlier, we are working on the world so that we can achieve. Now we start working on ourselves. What hereafter? Who am I? This is the second mantra, the second matra. Thereafter, we come to the third matra. Sushupta sthanaha pradnyaha makaraha trutiya matra mite apiterva minoti hava idam sarvam apitasya bhavati ya evam veda. See? So Sushupti sthanaha pradnya. Now the prajna in the Sushupti sthan, in the deep sleep, is indicated by the ma of the Omkara, the third matra. Why it is called as third third matra Omkar? Because he is able to mite apiterva. Mite means he who knows. Out of the deep sleep, prajna only the waker and the dreamer come out. So all that is in the waker and the dreamer is already known by the prajna. When we are in deep sleep, nothing is known. But the moment waker, so where from the waker has come? He has not come from outside. Like the wave comes on the ocean. Wave doesn't come from outside. The wave is unmanifest in the ocean. In the same manner, the waker and the dreamer, they remain unmanifest in the deep sleeper. They are not created. This is the most important principle. Avyaktadini bhutani vyakta madhyani bharata avyakta nidananneva tatra ka paridevana. See, everything is unmanifest. It becomes manifest. Again, it becomes unmanifest. So nobody is born, nothing is destroyed. See, and therefore, mitehe apiterva, or in other words, it permeates the waking and the dream. And therefore, idam sarvam apitischa bhavati. Therefore, the whole world is born out of this Anandamaya Kosha or the Prajna, and it goes back and it is going on again and again, again and again. Like the ocean heaves, ocean waves come, waves go back, again heaving, again the waves come out, again they go back, incessantly going on. Is it not our life? Every day we sleep, again we wake up, go through good and bad experiences, again the wave of the waker and the dreamer goes back, and again next day it comes out, incessantly going on. There is nothing new in this world. See, the same thing again and again. So this is the akara, ukara, makara. Then here Gaudapadacharya says, Vishwasya atva vikshayam adimat samanyam utkatam matra sampratipattau syar apti samanyam evacha. Therefore, this aspect of the Omkara is equal to the Vishwa. Then Tejasya, Tejas तैजसस्य उत्व विद्यान उत्कर्षो दृष्टते स्फुटम मात्रासम प्रतिपत्तौ स्यात् उभयत्वम तथाविधम. The same thing is indicating in this karika that the tejas is u or ukara, and he who knows this, meaning what? He who is now working on his mind. Be attentive. When we are working on the gross world, because we are identified with the gross body, we are at a very low level. A seeker is born when one starts working on the mind. In the language of Kundalini, the lower three chakras, the Muladhara, the Swadhisthana, and the Manipur. When we are working on these three, we are samsari. And when we start working on our mind, we come to the Anahat chakra. When we come to Anahat chakra, start working on our mind, a seeker is born. And a seeker never dies. See, the Vishwa, the one who is born as a result of the body, he is born, died so many times. But the seeker never dies. Then comes the third one. Makara bhave prajnasya manasamanyam utkatam matrasam pratipattau tu lay samanyam evacha. Similarly, Makara also is the same way. It is as the prajna, and it is including everything and produces everything and goes back to it. त्रिषु धामसु यत्तुल्यं सामान्यं वेत्ति निश्चितः स पूज्य सर्वभूतानां बन्धश्चैव वन्द्यश्चैव महामुनिः. Now be attentive. Trishu dhamasu, waking, dream and deep sleep. Trishu dhamasu yattulyam samanyam. What is the common factor in all the three? See, this sentence which I told you a number of times. I had a good sleep. In between, I had bad dreams. Who can make this statement? Waker cannot make, dreamer cannot make, deep sleeper cannot make. But the one who was present in the waking without becoming a waker, who was present in the dream without becoming a dreamer, who was present in the deep sleep without going to sleep. Mattaha smriti jnanam apohanancha vedaisya sarvai ahameva vedyah. I alone support waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. Therefore, this ahameva vedyah, this aham is worthy of knowing. Who is this I? He says here, Trishu dhamasu yattulyam samanyam vetti nishchitaha. He who just comes to discover correctly, exactly, perfectly, Trishu dhamasu samanyam. What is the substratum? Sapujya sarva bhutanam. He is one most revered by all the beings. Vandasyaiva Mahamunihi. He is the great master. See, after having said this thing, then Akaro nayate vishwam ukarasya taijasam makarasya punah pradhyam namatre vidyate gati. Now we are entering the last step, the akaro nayate vishwam. See, when we are living predominantly as somebody in the waking state, our prosperity will be only in the waking world. Then ukaraschapi taijasam. And if we are working on our mind and become more contemplative seekers, then we will be in a still higher level of our evolution. And makarascha puna pradnyam. And then we come to the makara, then we are sufficiently withdrawn from this world. In deep sleep, we are not attached to the things and beings. See, three stages. Vishwa, living as the body for the body on everybody. Then Taijasa, working on the mind. And Pradnya, total detachment. No concern with the waking, dream, achievement or failure. In this manner, Makarascha Puna Pradnyam, Ana Amatre Vidyate Gati. See? But Amatra is the Turiya. You cannot say anything. See? Because we are caught up in these three. Now here we are coming to the Amatra or the Turiya. So till such time, we are only wriggling, waking dream, deep sleep, waking dream, deep sleep. Go on. Enough is enough, man. Enough. Then how do we enter the Turiya Tattva? अमात्रश्च तुरीयो अव्यवहार्य प्रपंचोपशमः शिवः अद्वैत एव ओंकार आत्मैव संविशति आत्मानम् आत्मना आत्मानं य एवं वेद. See? Now matra rahit amatrascha turiyo, that which is beyond a uma. What is beyond a uma? Is a sound. O is a modified sound. Ma is a concluding sound. Thereafter, silence. So Turiya is silence. Normally, what happens? Our attention goes to the forms. There are so many of you sitting here, but you are many only because in between there is space. Om, three. Om, Om, Om. I chanted three times. Why it is three times? It was because between the two there was a silence. Therefore, one of the most important spiritual practice is practice silence. Now, what silence? Dekho, suno, mat bolo. Both ways. Don't talk to yourself, and before talking to others, ask a question to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? See? Then we are practicing silence. And when there is necessary, do talk. It is required. But we'll come to know many times we talk so many things which are not required. Talk about this person, that person, this happened, that. Nobody else. Talk about ourselves. I was coming there. Who asked you? See, one of the mantra is there. Who asked you? Practice silence. That doesn't mean, hey, with a swollen face, putting mask on the face, mauna hai. They are the cartoons of the mauna. When necessary, do talk. Gira maunam tu balanam. Babies talk, observe that way. See? It's so important to understand, my friends. Therefore, amatra chaturu avyavaharya. Now, you cannot do any vyavahar. You cannot conduct yourself because no sounds, no words, No object. See? Avyavaharya prapanchopashamaha. Samsara disappears. Samsara begins with the words. Don't talk, no samsara. See? Friends, mind is unmanifest speech, and speech is manifest mind. Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, Vaikhari. Para is mind. Pashyanti is mind expressing as speech, first step, Prajna, then Madhyama, Tejas, Vaikhari, Vishwa. See? Vishwa, Akara, and Vaikhari, Tejas, Ukara, and Madhyama. Makara is Prajna, Pashyanti, and Para is Turiya, unmanifest. And therefore no samsara. See? Avyavaharya prapanchopashamaha Shivaha Advaita, the most auspicious. Advaita, non-dual. Eva Omkara, Atma Eva. This is our essential nature. Samvishanti Atmana Atmanam. In this manner, we come back to our own being. It is like the son going back to the man, the husband going back to the man, the father is going back to the man. Samsara begins because of the son, because of the husband, because of the father. And where are they? Akar, Ukar, Makar. Makkar is up. See, Maharaj, there can't be simpler way than this. Omkaram padasho vidyat pada matrana samshaya. Omkaram padasho jnatva na kinchidapi chintayet. Now this is instruction given that in this manner you keep on reflecting, contemplating on this thing. Akar, Ukar and the three matras and three experiences. Omkaram padashaha jnatva. He who thus clearly understands this perfectly and starts living that, na kinchidapi chintayet. There is nothing more to think about. What is going to happen to the government? What is going to happen to the... Don't worry about that. You can't do nothing except worrying. That becomes our second nature thereafter. Junjita pranave chetaha pranavo brahma nirvayam pranave nitya yuktasya na bhayam vidyate kvachita. Then Junjita pranave chetaha. Then fix your mind on this pranava onkar and keep on reflecting on that. When we are identified with the body, akara. When identified with the mind is the ukara. Identified with the absence of the two is the makara. And in their presence or absence, no change in me, I am ever the same. But I am not absence of anything. I am carrying everything unmanifest. Therefore, no samsara. So, pranave nitya yuktasya na bhayam vidyate kvachit. He who is thus working on this, he is free from the fear of anything. And we have got 6 kinds of fears in life. With reference to the gross body, Vishwa, the fear is old age and death. With reference to the Tejasa, the fear is with reference to hunger and thirst. And with reference to the mind, the fear is that of the Shoka and the Moha. All the 6 fears disappear. Pranavo Yaparam Brahma, Pranavascha Parasmataha, Apurvo Ananto, Apurvo Anantaro, Bhaya na para pranavo vyaha. So this Omkar is the Parabrahma, the upper, the manifest as well as the unmanifest, and therefore it is free from inside, outside, because it is the same. What is called as the sound inside is the object outside. Now, this is one very important principle we all have to know, that the body is in me, I am not limited by the body. See? The space says, this building is in me, but I am not limited by the building.